Welcome everyone to some more Maplestory. And today is going to be one of those casual days where I'll be leveling or, getting EXP on a character. And this time, I'll be doing it on the limited time Pink Bean class. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing today because I want to get this character to level 220 so I could get all the goodies from the event before May. So that is the plan. And while I do this, I will be talking about a bunch of random stuff, as per usual. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm basically going to be doing quests as well, because that's the quickest way to get EXP, honestly. So, yeah. Oh, and before we get started, I should probably point out the names of my little Pink Bean followers. I should probably point this out before I start, where, yes, I named them after Genshin characters, as you can see. I'm jumping so you can see the names. Yep, that is what I did. So anyways, I'm gonna get started with leveling this character. Okay, first also remember the buffs. Yeah, this is gonna be a very slow process, but I am trying my best. Also, now that I think about it, should I put the sound effects on? Because it's kind of quiet, but I put the sound effects pretty loud and I'm lazy to change it, so I'm like, you know what, it's fine. So yeah, this is good. This is just the entire stream, honestly, at this point. I don't know what to talk about. I mean, I do. I just don't know where to begin. Anyways, okay. We're about to leave this area, so we're not going to get the rune yet. Oh, I'm not even... wait, where... Oh, here we go. Yep, the slow process to getting to the next level. Okay. We have we have KO. Oh, there's someone here too. Okay. Oh, no. Is this person going to leave or should I leave? Oh, the person left. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so yeah, this lovely class. I will say I was tempted to pick the Yeti class instead, but I think my brain was like, I want to pick Pink Bean again. Even though I actually never tried the Yeti class yet. I think you could create multiple of them for fun until, like, obviously they're automatically deleted. So I guess I could try it out on my own time. I'm honestly not sure. But anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Just remembered something. Well, not really just remembered, but like, something to talk about. So, okay, I did sort of bring it up in a way. But, yeah, so, today, for Genshin Impact, the update 3.6 special program happened. And I am excited for it, as per usual with updates in Genshin. And also, we finally know who the voice actors are for Baizhu and Kaveh. And I'm like, yes, finally we know who they are. Also, what's interesting is that, I've actually heard Kabe's voice actor in anime. And I, like, obviously the voice actor wasn't announced until today, but like, I think, I'm just, like, thinking about it now, and I'm like, that's why it was, like, the voice sounded so familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint who it could be. And even if I did, I obviously can't say anything because we have to respect the NDAs. And, you know, obviously not get the voice actors in trouble, thus leading to the NDA breaking. So, it's interesting because if I'm right, I think his voice actor voiced in this one anime I didn't watch. Like, at least, like, one anime I didn't watch. But the thing is, I actually saw a clip of the English dub of that anime. For the most part, I just simply didn't watch it because, like, I wasn't interested in checking it out anymore by the time, like, I don't know, at some point. And, like, but I did watch a clip because I was curious about, like, at least, like, one particular scene. And the character that the person voiced was in that scene. So I got to hear that character talk in that scene, obviously. And part of me is, like, wondering, it's like, was that moment when I was like, the voice, me hearing the voice kind of, like, eventually, okay, how do I put this? I was thinking, it's like, was that the moment where, when I heard that voice, it was saved in my memory. Okay, the game lagged. Anyways, like, it was saved in my memory, and then so much time later, that's why I was like, it sounds very familiar. Like, was that the moment I was, like, of, like, being the reason why the voice was so familiar? Of course, honestly, I'm just rambling because I actually don't know. Like, I'm just, like, thinking about it because, like, I'm definitely sure I heard a voice actor in other animes. It just said, like, I'm bad with names and recognizing people, so, like, well, in the case of just, like, I'll hear a familiar voice, but then I'll be like, I have no idea who it is, but I recognize them, you know, kind of reaction. Honestly, that's most of Octopath Traveler 2 so far. Because mainly because I can't just look up the voice actors until I finish, like, a good amount of the game first. Because I don't want to get spoiled of, like, certain characters, carelessly, so. Yeah, like, I haven't checked the voice cast list for Octopath yet. The second game, because I don't want to get spoilers. Although I think I'm pretty far in the game where I think it's okay now. Because, at the moment in my playthrough, I'm like, okay, thinking, where am I at in game? I completed 7 out of the 8 Traveler stories. The only one left is Hikari's, which is, who is the first Traveler I picked, by the way. So, once I complete his, I think I get credits? I don't know how the game works. I'm just, like, guessing it's probably similar to the first game where the credits play if you finish, the story from the Traveler you picked at the very start. Basically, I have Hikari's left, as well as the Cross Pass, several side quests, and whatever endgame, like, storyline is left. That's how much I have left with, Octopath 2. But anyways, like, as I was saying, yeah, so Octopath 2 is a case where it's just like, oh, these people sound so familiar, but some of them I probably can't name, like, from the top of my head, and I can't look it up until I finish, like, a lot of the very spoiler-like stuff. Well, it's not really a spoiler to me anymore once I, you know, do it, but, like, I'm obviously not done with the game yet, so that's why. I forget about the buffs. Okay. Keep forgetting to use the pink bean skills. Oh yeah, I kind of want to... I just want to talk about Octopath Traveler too. Because I'm having so much fun with the game. Literally, before this stream, I decided to do Temenos' chapter. And final chapter, and I did. And, yeah, so all I have left is Hikari's final chapter and literally everything else in the game, so... I cannot wait. Oh, and also... Oh yeah, I will say this one thing. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil a story, but there's a character in Cassie's storyline that I heard the character talk, and I was like, oh my gosh, this person sounds so familiar. Who is it? And I was right not to look it up because this character's related to spoilers, and I didn't want to spoil myself initially when I heard the character talk. But what's interesting is this character is the one you hear in one of the trailers for the game. Because when I got to the one part in her story, I heard the line that was said in the trailer, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I recognized it, being the same line of dialogue. I really gotta search up the voice actor. Because I think, after thinking about it a little more, I think I recognize who it is. But, I'm not gonna say anything out loud because I'm probably wrong, so... yeah, I gotta look it up. I think I'm at a point in the game where I'm okay with looking it up, but I feel like there's still something I'm missing. Oh gosh, lag. I feel like there's still something well, not really missing, but still something I have to see in the game first before I could just look up anything. Although, I will admit, I did look up the solution for one side quest because I couldn't figure out what the objective was. I will say it involves the word gondola. And basically I looked it up. It's a boat. But in the game, it has nothing to do with... Oh, this is awkward. Okay then. Why are we doing... Okay, apparently Pink Bean's default story is the Explore storyline. What is this? We're gonna skip this. What is this? I didn't know that the default story they just copy and pasted to Pink Bean was the Explorer storyline. But okay. Okay, that was honestly funny. Because it's that's random. Okay, ignoring that. Pink Bean with my lovely named followers. I'm calling the mini beans followers because I thought it made more sense. I still remember the first Pink Bean class event to exist in Maplestory. I don't remember it too much, but I do remember, I at least did the event and, leveled the character enough to get the damage skin, for, my Angelic Buster. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I love Temple of Time music. It's easily my favorite in this game. And now with, like, you know, so much added to the game, it's definitely one of my favorite, classic, Maplestory, BGMs in the game. Specifically... Well, not really specifically. I actually like them all pretty equally. Like, all, like... 4? I think 4. At least 4 or 5. I don't know. How many are in Temple of Time? I know there's the one, like, each area, like, zone has a different one. I honestly don't know. Unfortunate. Okay. Anyways, I want to keep talking about Octopath Traveler 2 a little bit. I know at the start I want to talk about Genshin, but now I'm distracted because, like, I've been having so much fun with Octopath Traveler 2. Although, I will say this one thing. There's this boss enemy. And as far as I can tell, the boss has nothing to do with whatever is going to happen probably much later in the game. For me. But it's the most annoying boss enemy to the point I haven't defeated it yet. And the boss kind of blocks a path where, like, you have to get this side quest complete. And I will say at one point I almost defeated it, but then everyone in the party was, you know, lost all their HP, and I got a game over. And then again, I tried to do it again. I still failed. And then again, I still failed again. It's a constant loop. And it's like, why? And then I just pretty much screamed, whoever made this boss, I hope their pillow is warm at night. Because I'm like, why is it so hard? Oh, we have a boss enemy to fight. Come on, come on. Oh, I have this skill. There you go. Oh gosh, no, don't. Elite boss. Once again, I am glad that the elite boss system has changed. Because I remember, like, obviously how it used to happen is that all the enemies in the map disappear, and you have to defeat the boss until, like, to, you know, get the enemies back, basically. And there was, like, this whole bonus stage thing, but of course, as time went on, it kind of became extremely useless, that, obviously that feature was removed. Oh, Bounty Hunter Portal. Need EXP. I would say part of me is tempted to, like, level my Angelic Buster today. Well, not level, but, like, get EXP for my Angelic Buster today. But I simply didn't because I do want the free stuff from leveling a Pink Bean or Yeti to 220. Which is why, you know, obviously I'm doing this today. Because I want to get closer. Oh yeah, speaking of which, like, okay, obviously we have the Maple Chronicle feature now in Global. And what's really nice about the feature is that you have to just complete the questline once. For, you know, to the story replay stuff that is available. Like, you only have to complete it once, and it's available for all the characters. Is it the same world? Oh, wait, no, it's account-wide. The achievements are account-wide. So, like, you just have to complete it once, and you have access to the story on all characters. Which I thought was really useful, because, you know, it means you're not forced to level, for example, Ho-Young to level 275 just to see the unique dialogue that plays when you do that questline. Yay! You're not forced to go to that very high level and all, just to, you know, see, you know, different stuff. Like, you could just create a Ho-Young and get that character up a few levels, and then you could just go into the Maple Chronicles and play the story. It's really nice. Like, I like that. It's like, so it doesn't force people to, like, search high and low for people who have this particular character at a very high level, and, you know. Okay, there we go. Okay, give me a second. Anyways, very useful. You're not forced to level a very high, like, a character to a very high level anymore. You just need one character to get to that level, and then get the achievement and unlock that particular, finish that questline once, and then you unlock it for every other character, basically, for replay. Really nice. I love it. I love it so much. Also, again, if I'm right, Korean Maplestory has an update to the feature where they can play other class storylines with it now, I think. I didn't know. I only read a little bit. I didn't read too much into it. But yeah. It's exciting. I love it. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, so obviously we had the Maple Chronicle feature, and I've been thinking, like, should I use it, like, to, how do I put this? Like, it gave me an idea that I want to do, like a story reading series. Not really a series, I guess, but, like, I read through the storylines, like, using the Maple Chronicle on one of my characters. Like, I got that idea because, like, it sounds, like, really nice to do. But of course, like, part of me would prefer to do something like that when I'm a very high level on my main. But that's gonna take so long. Like, it's not easy to level, like, 20 levels or something. Oh, look at us, we're draining the HP off this enemy. Oh, I have so many mini beans following me. I didn't notice. Oh, I finished the quest like a while ago, oops. Anyways, I just realized I just stopped talking and then didn't finish what I was talking about. Anyways, as I was saying, like, I do kind of want to do the an idea I have is, like, using the Maple Chronicles feature in the game, I could just, like, do a whole, like, sort of series, but I wouldn't want to call it a series, but technically it would be, like, of me reading through the dialogue. Like, it's obviously, like, the replay function is to, obviously re-experience the story. And, like, okay, okay. And, like, I kind of want to do it just to have, like, it's kind of like just me reading the story and, and all and for the dialogue that has no voice acting, it's, like, Like, obviously, I would read it in very good impressions of the characters, basically. That's the idea. I kind of want to do it. Like, thinking about it, I'm like, I might actually consider doing this. Anyways, what else to talk about? I don't know, part of me wants to keep thinking about Maplestory story. Or I could talk about, like, the upcoming Genshin stuff in Update 3.6. I'm excited. Also, speaking of which, I should watch the trailer again because, I may have missed 30 seconds of the trailer thanks to, you know, like, an ad that appeared, when I refreshed the Twitch page. So, I might have to watch it again. I usually watch the trailers twice, so it wouldn't be too much of an issue. But also, but anyways, I am excited for, the upcoming stuff. Obviously, I'll be getting the new characters, Baishu and Kabe, when the second phase of the update happens. I will be, getting those characters. And also, all the other stuff. There's a new area, and I think it's the area that I commented on, like... Well, not really commented on, but I did make a point to mention, like how because, like, I know, because, how do I put this? Okay, basically at the moment in Genshin, you can't max out the statue in Sumeru, yet. And obviously that gives the idea that there's a new area that has yet to be released. And obviously we were right, there's a new area, And also, I noticed that one part of the map, and based on what they said in this special program, I think it's the area that I brought up, like, vaguely, that I was like, I noticed this part of the map looks kind of developed. Even though we literally cannot go there because of out of bounds. So I wonder if it has something to do with that. Like, I mean, like, as in, like, it's located around that area, if that makes sense. I'm very bad at explaining stuff. But anyways, new area, new bosses. Apparently a new weekly boss after we complete Act 2 of Nahida's quest. I think that's what it's implying, right? I don't know. It seems like it because they talk about the boss having phases, and it's like, to learn more about this boss, do this quest. And that's... yeah. You know what's interesting is how, like, after 3.6 drops, only Venti would be the only one of the Archons who doesn't have a second act, like, story quest thing. Which is interesting. It kind of made, like... Obviously, with Genshin, there's a lot of theories roaming around, like, Mondstadt. Especially since Mondstadt is far from complete. For starters, it is the prologue to the big story of Genshin. And it kind of gives the idea that... I just realized I didn't accept the quest. Oops. But anyways, like, it gives the impression that, obviously, in the future, like, we might return to Mondstadt, in the main story. And I am very curious to see how that will, end up. How that will happen, I mean. Like, there's so many theories that I don't even know where to begin. Oh, and also, speaking of which, I'm also glad that Baishu and Kave are on the same banner. Because, that saves me the fates of, like, having to get the characters. Also, when I saw the banner, like the banner announcement, like, once again, I'm like wondering, it's like, why is Eula a character in Genshin not getting a rerun? Because, like, for some reason it makes, like, for starters, it makes sense for them to do a rerun for Eula this update. Unfortunately, they did not do that, and instead have two characters who have no relation whatsoever to, Mondstadt. And then we have these banners revealed, and Eula's not rerun either. And I'm like, what are they doing? It's so weird. I wouldn't say weird, but so, like, it's kind of sad because there's probably people who really want Eula, but she hasn't gotten a rerun. She did get one, but that was in... Oops, I didn't realize I did that. Oops. But the last time Eula got a rerun was December 2021. So, pretty much over a year ago. Like, a year and a few months ago. And it's like... What? What to talk about? I don't know what else to talk about with, like, Genshin, though. I don't know, I pretty much already mentioned, like, one thing that I thought about. Where it's like, oh my god, we finally know who the voice actors are for the two characters. I think especially, like, for Baishu, because Baishu's voice actor was never announced until now. So I'm, like, wondering, it's like, how, like, how much of a struggle it must have been to not be able to announce for, like, over 2 years. Or, like, 2.5 years, I think? I don't know. When was September of 2020? It's like, gosh, I can't imagine that. Then again, I have heard, like, cases where, like, some games, like, when they're finally, like, talked about and announced, like, when they reveal the voice actors for those games, like, I remember for one of them, I've heard that the voice actors couldn't announce for 5 years. And I'm like, that is that's a very long time. Like, it's insane. Like, for video games that this is the case, typically. Especially in English. I don't know why they delay it for English so much. Like, I don't... That's one thing I don't get sometimes now I think about it. Because it's like... Like, why is it delayed so much? Like, why is voice announcements, like, purposely delayed? Like, more so, like, in English than, like, any other, like, country and it's, like, voiceover stuff. Because I know, like... I don't know how to put it. It just, like, I just noticed a difference where, like, one area is just like, oh, let's, like... Okay, I'm gonna ignore this thing. Anyways. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I could go on a whole, like, me talking about, like, why is, like, some places like, oh, they announced it here. Like, they announced it right away. But for other cases, it's like, nope, you have to wait, like, until an unknown specified amount of time before you say anything. Like, I get for most cases, it's like, oh, like, just wait till it's released stuff or something. But it's like, half the time it doesn't. And it's like, what? Oh yeah, and this silly, yeah. Because obviously, like, KO, like, it's... Because obviously KO's faces the players, but because the player here is Pink Bean, it makes no sense. Is there a way I can level... Guess, like, here? I don't know, I don't want to do the quest line, I'm lazy. I need 10 more Star Force enchantment. Okay, let's see if I can do anything. Let's see. Get 5 more. Okay, this is not fun. I need to, I'm gonna try to Star Force enchant. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Get rid of these. Of course it fails at 70%. Oh yeah, that's a little something that happened way too many times. Whenever I've been using the scroll enhancement in Star Force, like 70% does not like me. And apparently 85% as well. It's like, why? Why do I have this terrible luck all of a sudden? Of course it fails at 75%. Because it makes it seem like apparently the game translates 60%, well, not really 60, but like above 50% success rate as failure instead. And I'm like, why? Why is the RNG against me? Okay, that should be good enough to access that area. I want to get the levels. He must level up like crazy. It is important. Oh, that EXP is so good. Yes, we're gonna be here. Although maybe going to the level that I can actually defeat the enemies faster is probably ideal. Because we're gonna be here forever if it takes so long for me to defeat the enemies. Also, now that I think, okay, not really now that I think about it, but like, just something I'm just thinking about is like, for some reason, like, my brain was like, I want to eat pizza. And I might actually do that, but not yet, because I actually have to get pizza and I'm lazy. Defeat the enemies. Oh, this is good EXP here. Oh, I was like wondering, why is it question mark? I think it's just like not recognizing the Star Force enhancement stuff. Oh, whatever. I don't need to bother with it. We're just leveling Pink Bean. Really want to get to like level 220. There's still like over a month left, but still, I didn't have a lot of time. I mean, I do, but I do have things to do, so. Like, you know, such as my classes that, okay, what's happening? Oh. God, press the buttons! Anyways, as I was saying, like, obviously I have classes to focus on. And, yeah, like, work to do. And obviously, this is my free time right now, so I have the time to, do this stream, so, yeah. But at the same time, I really want to play more Octopath Traveler 2. Because I'm now on the last character story. Obviously it's not the end of the game, but I'm on the last one now. I'm about to start it in my playthrough. And I can't wait to see the conclusion of it. Okay. You know, now that I think about it, oh my gosh. Something I really want to get around to, like, doing, once my classes once my classes start settling down, is that there's so many animes I want to watch that, you know, happen, like were released. And I'm like, I really want to watch them all. But I haven't because I've been so busy and couldn't watch anime for a while, so. I'm just like now thinking about that and I'm like, there's so many animes I want to watch. You know, there's one thing I wanted to mention about that. For one anime, like, I got interested in it from seeing the trailers and stuff. And I know it has a series from, like, I don't know what year, like, the 90s or something. I don't know. Early 2000s. I actually don't know which year the original series was. Original anime series, whatever. But I will say, it's a series that, like, when I saw the trailers of, like, this, like, newer series or something related to it, the franchise, I guess you could say, I will say, my initial reason for wanting to watch it, I still want to watch it, by the way. It's just that there's more reason for me to watch it now. But my initial reason was, the art style of the animation looks so good. I know some people might be like, about it, but it's actually really good to me. Like I really like the animation style. And I do want to watch it. It also has an English dub, and they got like the one character's voice actor to return after like so many years too. Like reprise a role from like the original or something. I don't know. I actually don't know because I never seen the original, or know much about like, you know, details. I still want to watch it. I don't know if it's done yet, the English dub. I know all the regular episodes, like the sub version is complete, but I'm not sure if the dub is complete yet, so I might have to wait a bit longer. But yeah, that is like one anime I'm gonna be watching. There is a few more that's on the list too, but I'm not gonna list them all. As there's so many of them. Okay, probably not too many. At least like one other, but I'm not gonna mention it. As what happens if people give me spoilers? Like, I'm worried about that. I don't want spoilers. Oh yeah, I just remembered something. So, obviously one thing I bring up a lot is that I read webcomics. Primarily on webtoons. I haven't really read webcomics outside of webtoons, as much. But like, Tower of God has returned, and that's cool. I will say I only read the free updates. So for people who use FastPass, I actually have no idea what happens next. So no spoilers. But yeah, Tower of God has returned. Also, if I remember correctly, I think Tower of God's anime adaptation is getting a second season. We just don't know when that will happen, I think. It's been a while since I saw the announcement, so I don't actually know if they specified an estimation of when it'll happen. But yeah, its anime is getting a season 2. I haven't seen the anime yet. I do want to see it because it did get an English dub, and I really love the English cast from the many clips I've listened to and watched from the anime. Anyway, so yeah, Tower got returned. And of course a certain character who is, you know, how do I put this? Basically the most hated character in Tower of God. Yeah, her face returns, and yep, she continues to be a thorn to our side. Because she's annoying. Also, I don't want to say spoilers, especially since, you know, I do read the webcomic, and it is very far into the story, so there is, obviously, you know, would be spoilers. Yeah, you know what, I shouldn't say so much, considering, but, like, I do want to talk about how annoying the character is so much. Because I feel like, she may have forgotten the warning she was given by the main character earlier in the story, where like if she tries to do anything to his friend, he will he will respond harshly. I suppose that's one way to put it. And apparently from, like, going through the recent chapters, it feels like she forgot that, and she's going to pay the consequences severely if she even tries anything. So, yeah, that's something. Anyways, so yeah, I feel like the character forgot her warning, and I feel like she will pay the consequences at some point. And I hope so, because it's like, for the last time, why does she want to get back at the one character? It's like, did she completely forget she was told not to mess with his friends anymore? Did she just casually forget? You know, hey, it's probably fine that she forgets, because that will mean she has to pay for the consequences by tenfold or something. Okay, let's see. So you have the thing. People ID reward. Now we need to defeat 5 elites or champions. Fun! That's gonna take a while. And then 180 will be next, and then 200. This then. And then the rest of it is like level up stuff. Also, now that I think about food, I'm just like now wanting to get food right now. But I can't just eat during the stream. Also, I'm just like continuing to think about Tower of God, because I'm like, yeah, a lot of us fans really hate that one character so much. Because of a very obvious reason that happens within the first major arc of the series, which is essentially its season 1. Interestingly enough, it's both the season 1 of the webcomic and, based on what I've seen, the season 1 of the anime. So, if you know, you know. So I will say that, like, the character is so disliked that in a lot of the chapters after that one thing that happens in the beginning, you will almost always see a top comment where someone is like, I hate this character so much in some way, and it's like, yep. That is pretty much what we all think about that character. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, considering what she literally did. And everything after that she did. And now realizing that this will have consequences. Like, it's like, what is with this character? Not realizing the consequences of her actions. And also part of me is like thinking, I wonder if the main character will actually fulfill, like, you know, like, how do I put this? Like, you know, he gave her a warning. So I wonder if he'll hold true to that warning if he catches word of what happened or something. Like, part of me is just thinking that. I'm like, 100%, that is definitely going to happen. But yeah. and I just remembered, okay, it's not related to the character, but I do remember this one part in Tower of God where it sort of breaks the fourth wall, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like in a way of just like, yep, this is pretty much what we're all thinking a little bit. We're like, how do I put this? I forgot what it was, but like, I think it's like one of the characters was like, okay, we have to have this very specific kind of plan, like, set up or something. But then the other character's like, no, we cannot do this anymore. We cannot go through several chapters of like doing this when we could do this instead or something. I forgot what it was. It was when like Tower of God returned from like a break. Like around the time like season 1 of the anime was finished. I think when it returned, and that was like the chapter. I forgot when that was. Gosh, I can't remember. I know it was like 2020, but oh my god, it's been a long time. So long, I don't even know where to begin. Also, when I think about it, like, it's still so insane that, Tower of God got an anime adaptation. Because I remember when I was reading Tower of God for the first time back in 2018, it took me 2 weeks to finish it, by the way. And I know when I read it, because it was like a whole, like, week. When I finally caught up with it, it was a week before my birthday. So it was like October. But when I was like reading Tower of God, I saw so many comments like around somewhere above like chapter, like episode, chapter, whatever. I think it was like around like 120 plus, like that I started seeing comments where people were like, I hope this gets an anime one day. And by the way, remember this is like at least like 2018, and obviously it's every update like prior to, you know, when I started reading. So it's like at least like 2016 and all that for the post. So like I still remember like when I was reading like the chapters in 2018, it took like 2 weeks for me to read like 300 chapters or something. I forgot how many there were, but I'm pretty sure it was like 300. It's like somewhere around 300. But anyways, like I remember like seeing comments like that, and I think like when I saw those comments, I was like, it'd be so cool if that happened. But I think like, but a part of me, like at the time, that was my thought process. Like that'd be so cool, but I'm not sure how they would like, because I wasn't sure like. It's cool, like, to think about it getting an anime, but it's like, how will, like, how do I put this? Like, how is it going to be done, or something? So, like, and then, like, after I caught up with the entire story, I just stopped thinking about that altogether, and then continued on my way, like, waiting for new updates and, like, doing other stuff. And then the anime announcement happened, and all of us were like so shocked. Also, now that I think about it, the anime was 2020, right? Or was it like a year later? I forgot. Yeah, I don't remember. I gotta look it up later. But yeah, I'm just still not over, like, when the announcement was made, I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening. And also, the English cast is amazing from, like, all the clips I watched. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the dub happened when, like, obviously, like, the remote recordings were happening. So, like, yeah, so, like, that's why I'm like, it's definitely, like, 2020, I think. But I don't remember. My memory is so poor. Oh, yeah, and more specifically, I really do like the choice for a voice actor for Bomb. Oh yeah. Thanks to, like, the clips and trailers, I realized how Bomb's name is actually pronounced. At least in English. I don't know if it's different in actual Korean. I don't know. But also, I like the choice for his voice actor. Because, like, partially because, like, of spoiler-related stuff that I'm not gonna say, because, like, I thought about, like, later parts of the story, and I'm like, this voice actor fits for him, especially for, like, later on, that I'm not gonna specify. Gosh, it makes me excited for, like, for this season. I am right in saying that they did announce season 2. I think I do remember seeing people comment about it. So yeah, there is going to be a season 2 eventually, of the anime. And I'm really curious. I'm really curious and see. But also at the same time, I just remembered some parts of the story around that point, and I'm like, oh no, we have to see that happen again. To everyone, well, obviously most of the fans of Tower of God read the webcomic, so like a lot of us know what's gonna happen. But for people who just got into it thanks to the anime, yeah, you're missing out on like a lot of stuff. Not like a bad thing, but like waiting for the anime, it takes so much time to wait that it's technically easier to start reading it, because by the time, like, it's possible that likely by the time the next season of the anime happens, like, you'll be done reading, like, all the chapters. But of course I could understand. There's so many chapters. Seriously, when I was, like, reading Tower of God, it took me 2 weeks in 2018 to read them. So I can't imagine how long it would take now if I were to read every chapter again. And yeah, Tower of God, it takes so long to read, but it's obviously that's kind of the thing with webcomics, manga, whatever. But it's fine. Like, that's fine. And also, like, don't binge read so many chapters in a single day, because that's gonna make your brain all like feel like potatoes. And okay, that is a bit of exaggeration, but I will say I probably read so much that my brain did feel like a potato at some point. Because it was like so much reading. Oh no. And also it gives you time to process everything that happened in the chapters you read, so yeah. Also, I think what I really like just knowing is that Tower of God has always been pretty popular. But to see that even more people got into it thanks to its anime is incredible. I think that's just the same for like a lot of like manga as well, and other webcomics too. Oh yeah, also speaking of manga, there's some, like, what's interesting is like there's one series that I actually was at the bookstore randomly at one point. And when I was like looking through the shelves, I saw this one series on the shelf, and I'm like, ooh, this looks interesting. I haven't read it yet, by the way. But I saw it on the shelf, and I told myself, whenever I get my subscription, like, you know, restart my subscription, I'm going to read this online. And what's interesting is like sometime after that, I was like on Twitter or something, and I saw a post, from like Anime Network or whatever, I don't know which one it was. But it mentioned that, it mentions that like the series I found at the bookstore is getting an anime adaptation. And I'm like, that is so cool. And what convenient timing. I'm still gonna read the manga first, by the way. But like that's interesting. Like, and also I didn't even know this was happening. It was probably announced way before I saw that post. But still, that's like pretty cool to see. Also, now that I think about it, like, I'm just like thinking about like a lot of like series that I get into. It's usually like anime first, like when I get into something, before I check out the manga, depending on if it catches my interest or not. And now that I think about it, like, Tower of God is the first series I've gotten into where it wasn't, like, in terms of, like, you know, manga, manhwa, whatever other terminology there is, like, in, like, animated series, like, adaptation. Like, Tower of God is, like, the first, for me, like, where I didn't see its anime before it's, like, webcomic, manhwa, manga, whatever. And it's, yeah, it's like, it's a first for me. Because I typically get into stuff through its anime first. Or, you know, animated series. So, like, yeah. Tower of God is, like, that first exception. Like, to the, like, how it's always been for me, basically. It's interesting to think about. You know, I might... Okay, maybe after this questline, I could just, like, close off the stream. Because I'm, like, I keep thinking about Octopath Traveler 2. And also all the, other work I had to finish. And, like, part of me is, like... I really want to do Hikari's story. Hikari's story is the last I have to complete out of the 8 travelers in the game. Like, obviously I've been doing all the quests by level order, so far. But, like, for these final chapters in Octopath 2, I've been doing it in the order of Octopath. And I'm not kidding, I literally am, because I picked Hikari at the start, so, yeah, so, like, I have been doing everything in Octopath order. Oh yeah, I never really brought up too much as to why I picked Hikari. I mean, I have, but I spread it out on several different streams. And I feel like that will continue for a while. Like, oh yeah. So, in Octopath Traveler 2, just like the first Octopath game, you have the choice of picking a traveler at the start and getting everyone else later in the game. Or, you know, after you finish the first chapter and all that. And for this game, I picked Hikari. I've actually seen a few chapter 1s at the okay. With Octopath Traveler 2, I actually watched a tiny bit of Let's Play before I actually bought the game. And I've seen like 5 chapter 1s. So yeah, like with Octopath Traveler 2, I did see like 5 of the chapter 1s early before I got my own copy of the game. And at the moment I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the game myself. I was going to wait till the game was on sale on Steam because I decided to get the Steam version, but I was a little impatient and I had the money, so I bought the game right away. And I didn't really look too much into the characters. I did kind of check out like the descriptions on before I bought the game, I checked the descriptions on, what's it called? Like the Square Enix website, I think. Like for the game. Like I read about the 8 characters on there. Like a little bit. And from watching like 5 chapter 1s already, like I made my decision that I want to pick Hikari as the main traveler in my playthrough. Because his chapter 1 intrigued me, out of the ones I've seen. Plus after reading the description for every other character. And also, if I'm right, his voice actor voiced in an anime I really like. So, and also I think that anime's getting a season 2 at some point. We just don't know when that's gonna happen, unfortunately. I hope we do, because I really want to know what's gonna... I really want to know when the season 2 will happen. But as I said, we actually have no idea when that's gonna be the case. So, yeah. I do have to double check. It is the voice actor, right? Because I don't know any other voice actors with the same first name, so I'm pretty sure it is the same person. I am so uncertain, but I'm pretty sure it's the same person. And also, like, when I thought about that, like, part of me wondered, it's like, considering this person also voiced a character from an anime I really love, I kind of wonder if that character and Hikari would be friends. Like, because, like, from going through Octopath 2, like, some of the travel banter gave me that impression that Hikari would definitely be friends with him. So, like, I would love to see that. Also, I have yet to know how old the characters are in Octopath Traveler 2. I know how old the characters are, like, for the eight main characters. I know how old the ones are from the first game, but not the second game. The only age I know in the game, by the way, is Partitio's, because the story pretty much indirectly stated how old he was. So, how old he is. Not was. Oh gosh. The game indirectly stated that information, like, that's in his chapter 1. But everyone else, I don't actually know. I just kind of guess based on the flashbacks and how old they were in the flashback. But other than that, I don't actually know. I will say I wanted to look it up, but again, I was scared of spoilers. I didn't want to be spoiled, because I would be very upset at myself if I spoiled the game. Gosh, I don't like this ominous music. Why is it like this? No, it's creepy. Anyways, so yeah, in Octopath Traveler 2, yeah, I chose Hikari as the main traveler, and if I remember correctly, the order I got everyone in Octopath Traveler 2 is Hikari, Agnia, Temenos, and yes, I literally traveled all the way just to get Temenos as the third character in my own playthrough. Then Casti, then Throne, then Partitio, Zenochet, and then Oswald. I think that was the exact order I got everyone. Anyways, also, once I'm... Okay, obviously there's still a whole bunch more left in Octopath 2. But I do want to say I'm already kind of rating, like, the character stories based on, like, you know, just completing, like, the main story stuff for them. And not counting later on where we would get more information, by the way, of specific things. And, I still have to finish Hikari's first, because I can't really rate all of them, like, completely until I finish Hikari's. Like, in kind of like, you know, like, put a table where it's like 0 to 10, with like 0 obviously being like, eh, and like 10 being like really great, and all that. I will say, from completing all the ones I've done so far, without spoiling, I will say Thrones is probably like the one I'm like, about, like the most. Like, it's still pretty good, but there's like one particular detail that it just made my mind kind of like confused. Well, not really confused, but just like made me react like, what? Like, I will say it's like, it's not out of nowhere per se, but it's really, really strange. It's just really weird. Oh, I love this free EXP. It's so nice. What do I think about this? I'm like, why is the later storylines have to be very high level regions? Like, why? I just want to see Nikki already in the story. Okay, now we have to fight the giant spider. That just reminds me, there's this game I played. Actually, now that I think about it, it's a game I played and did a Let's Play on, but I removed it because I didn't really like that game as much. And also, it was just a mess of a playthrough. So I just, like, removed it. But, like, I remember there's this game that... Of course, I can't. Anyways, there's this game I played, ages ago. And the reason I did is because I actually got it as a Christmas present. I don't know when I got it, but it was definitely at some point. Like, I actually can't remember when I got it. I got it during one Christmas. Yay, and we still have some quest. Okay, let's do these quests real quick. And then I'll probably close it off. Actually, I will. Because I do have other things to do. And honestly, I really want to do Hikari's chapter. I'm almost done. Like, with the main eight stories. Like, for, like, the characters. Obviously, again, I still have, like, so much content left to do. But I want to finish, like, Hikari's story so I could... If I'm right, it's just, like... It just be, like, the first game where you'll be able to remove the traveler you picked at the start. And, like... It's to make it easier to level the characters, basically. And I would love that because I really want to get everyone above level, 70. Very much. Anyways, as I was saying, like, if I'm right, like, once you're finished with the main traveler's story, the one you pick, by the way, at the start, you'll be able to remove them from the party, and that would help immensely with leveling the characters. Because I really want to get all the characters above level 70, but it's kind of hard to do that when, well, first off, I want to finish all the stories. And, yeah, basically, I just want to level the characters already, like, to a ridiculous level, but I can't because, yeah. Oh, and also, speaking of which, yeah, in my playthrough at the moment, Hikari is level 72. And I've been defeating the final bosses kinda easily. I mean, it's still pretty tough because the bosses are still annoying. Like, why? It's like, oh no, it's doing this again, kind of thing. But anyways, like, it's been making me, it's been making, like, some of the bosses, like, easier for me, which isn't a bad thing. I just grind a lot in the game. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, because he's, like, level 72, I've been defeating the bosses kind of quickly, so much that, like, the dialogue the additional dialogue in the boss fights activates. But it also leads to, like, one more hit and then the boss fight's done. And it's not a bad thing. I just find that very amusing a little bit. Because it's like, oh my gosh. I love it a lot, though. Come on, I need to beat this thing. Quickly now. Oh, I wonder... I just realized, I probably realized why, this is taking a bit. It's because this is the Star Force zone, and that's why. Oh, there you go. Okay, we just need one more. But it takes a while for them to spawn. You know what? I feel I should end it here. Partially because I really want to play more Octopath 2. Okay, that's pointless. Because I don't think Pink Bean could use mounts. So yeah, just a regular stream, casual stream, where I'm just like leveling up Pink Bean as much as I can because I really want to get the goodies at level 220. I got around like 18 levels today, which is pretty good. Not too bad. It's pretty good. Well, especially for me because I struggle to level characters up in this game, so yeah, this says a lot. Yeah. I'm not sure what else there is. Next time, I'm actually not quite sure. It kind of depends on what I'll be doing next week. Yeah, I'm actually not so sure. Got my leg, ow. For Maplestory, I still want to do Ilium's story and the Ellen Force storyline. At this point, I've been delaying it so much that I really should get around to doing it. I just don't know when would be a good time, unfortunately. Especially since I had to figure out when would be a good time to play Ilium, because I want to record the level 200 quest. Like, after I do, like, some parts of the story, like, the parts of the story that happen after level 100. I don't know when. Yeah, I had to think about it. I'll probably have something in mind by next week. I think for the next couple streams, I'm either gonna be playing some random games or doing art streams. And then a week after next week will be when Genshin's update 3.6 drops. The update 3.6. Like, after next week. So obviously I already have, like, an idea for one stream that week, but for the most part, I have to figure things out, on my own. So, for a while, for the time being, I don't really have any plans right now, so I have to figure things out. So anyway, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.